Taurine, Dia. Yes. So in the last class, we are discussing about tangents and normals. And I gave one question. How many of you are able to complete that one? Tried? Are you able to solve it? Achyut, Gauri, Nandana? Yes? Finished. Okay, note down the answers. Okay, note down and check whether the answer is it correct or not. Okay, what before that? How will you find? Okay, how will you find out the point? What is given in that question? Find the points where it cuts the x-axis, isn't it? So when it cuts the x-axis means we get two values, x is 1 and x is 2. When x is 1 and x is 2. Corresponding value of y we have to find out and we have to substitute it. Okay, so check whether your answers are 3x plus y minus 3 is 0. Whether the first one, is it correct? 3x plus y minus 3 is 0. Nandana, what is your answer, Nandana? Is it correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And the other one is 7x minus y minus 14 is 0. 7x minus y minus 14 is 0. Okay. Now, the next model in tangents and normals, the next model we are going to discuss. Okay, although we have learned it earlier, I am repeating this. Learn, go through each and every question in the textbook and make it thorough with tangents and normals today itself. Right, the next model. Find the equation of the tangents to the curve. Find the equation of tangents to the curve. Find the equation of tangents to the curve. Find the equation of tangents to the curve 3x square minus y square. 3x square minus y square is equal to 8, which passes through the point, 4 by 3, 0. Passes through 4 by 3, 0. Okay. So listen to this question here. What is given? We are asked to find the equation of tangent to the curve. So some curve is given. What is the equation of the curve? 3x square minus y squared is equal to 8. And we want to find the tangents to this curve. And what is given about the tangent? Tangent passes through the point 4 by 3, 0. Tangent passes through. We don't know at which point you have to draw the tangents. We don't know at which point you have to draw the tangents. So what we can do? You can take the point of contact as h, k. So let h, k be the point where we are drawing the tangent. Okay. So h, k is the point where we draw the tangent. So what you will get? 3h square minus k square is equal to 8. This is the relation between h and k. Okay, we don't know that point. If you get the point, we can find the equation of the tangent. So, as we don't know the point, you can take it as h, k, or you can take this as x1, y1. Okay, name that point as x1, y1 or h, k. Now, we can find the slope of the curve. Okay, what is the slope of the curve? 3x square minus y square is 8. So, 6x minus 2y dy by dx is equal to 0. So, we get 6x is equal to 2y dy by dx. 2 if you cancel, it will be 3. Therefore, what is dy by dx? Dy by dx is 3x by y. Dy by dx is 3x by y. At the point, we don't know the point. Which is the point here? H, k. Substitute it. So, dy by dx will be equivalent to 3h by k. Is it okay up to this, Sanya?
Yes, ma'am.
Similar question is there in the textbook. Today itself, take such questions and practice it. Tangent passes through the point is given. Okay. Tangent passes through the point here 4 by 3 comma 0. We don't know the point where we have to draw the tangent. So you take that point as h comma k. Now from the equation, what is the equation of the tangent? Equation of the tangent is y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. So y minus, what is y1 here? Y1 means it is y1. Find the equation of the tangent. Y minus y1. Here the point is we are taking this as y minus k is equal to m. M is 3h by k into x minus h. Okay. So this is what we get. Now, it is given this tangent passes through. Tangent passes through the point 4 by 3 comma 0. That means in the place of x we can put 4 by 3 and place of y we can substitute 0. So it passes through the point 4 by 3 comma 0. So 0 minus k is equal to 3h by k into 4 by 3 minus h. When you cross multiply this, we get minus k square is equal to 3h into 4 by 3 minus 3h square. Here 3 will get cancelled. So we get minus k square is equal to 4h minus 3h square. Now look at the first equation. Okay, this is what we get here. Okay, but initially we have one condition, one relation is there between h and k. Look at the relation between h and k. What is the relation between h and k? 3h square minus k square is equal to 8. Okay, so use this relation and solve it. Initially, what is the relation we have? 3h square minus k square is 8. So from here we can write minus k square is equal to 8 minus 3h square, isn't it? This is equation 2, this is equation 1. Compare it, equate it. So when you equate it, what you will get? 4h minus 3h square is equal to 8 minus 3h square. So what is the value of h? Are you getting like this, children? So what is the value of h? Eight. S Gauri? 2. H is 2. If h is 2, find out what is k. If h is 2, what is the value of k? We will get minus k square is equal to 8 minus 3 into 2 square. So minus k square is equal to 8 minus 3 into 2 square means it will become 4. So minus k square is equal to minus 4. Is it correct? So minus minus will get cancelled. So k is plus or minus 2. K is plus or minus 2. Therefore, the points are, we get the points as h comma k, isn't it? 2 comma 2 or 2 comma minus 2. Get the points as 2 comma 2 and 2 comma minus 2. Now we have the points. Okay, now you can find out the equation of the tangents. So first you take the first set of points and then find out the equation of the tangent, and take the next set and find the next equation. So you can find the slope accordingly, isn't it? What is the slope? At 2, 2, what is the slope? Then find out tangent.
Ma'am,
Yes, Sachin?
you have to substitute in y minus k is equal to 3h by k in the expenses, right?
Y minus?
Ma'am, where should we give the values 2, minus 2?
So you got the point h and k, isn't it? You substitute it. This is, okay, substitute here and find out what is m.
Okay.
Then equation of the tangent is at the point h and k only take. So y minus h is equal to m into x minus k. Substitute that point h and k. Accordingly, you'll get the first equation and the second equation. Yes, Nandana. What is the answer, Nandana?
3x minus y minus 4 equal to 0.
Yes, repeat it, Nandana. 3x
Minus y minus 4 equal to 0.
Okay, this is the first set, isn't it? Similarly, you'll get the next set. When you consider the next set of point, 2, minus 2.
3x plus y minus 4 equal to 0.
3x plus y. Over? Yes, children, is it clear? When will you say two curves cut orthogonally? What is the meaning of orthogonal? Perpendicular. Okay. Instead of using the word perpendicular, sometimes they'll give prove that these two curves cut orthogonally. That means what you have to prove? Product of the slopes is -1. Okay. Show that the line touches the other one at this point means what you have to do? It is touching means slopes at the point of intersection are equal. Slope of the tangent will be same as slope of the curve. Okay, slope of the tangent will be same as slope of the curve at the point of intersection. Okay. So with this, we end this tangents and normals. Now next we pass on to the next topic, increasing and decreasing functions. Write the heading, increasing and decreasing functions. So when will you say the function is increasing? As x is increasing, f of x is also increasing means we say the given function is increasing, isn't it? As x increases, f of x also increases means we say f of x is an increasing function. But x is increasing, but f of x value is decreasing means it is said to be decreasing function. And what is the method we have learned? How will you check whether the function is increasing or decreasing? First is by using f dash of x. First one is by using graph, from the graph. But in all the cases, we will not be able to draw the graph. Then we use the method of derivatives, isn't it? So Nandana, tell me. Yes, Nandana, how will you find?
If f dash of x is greater than 0, it's increasing. And if it's less than 0, it's decreasing.
Yes, we find the first order derivative. If f dash of x is greater than 0, it is increasing. If f dash of x is less than 0, negative, first order derivative is negative means it is decreasing. Okay. So write the question. F of x is equal to x square. F of x is equal to x square. F of x is equal to x square. Find the intervals. Find the intervals in which f of x is increasing or decreasing. Find the intervals in which f of x is increasing and the decreasing. How to do this? Whenever we are given a function like this, first you find f dash of x, isn't it? What is f dash of x? It is 2x. Then equate f dash of x to 0. F dash of x is 0 implies 2x equal to 0. From there you find out the value of x. X is equal to 0. Now take the whole number line. Number line is from minus infinity to infinity. We got the value of x is 0. Okay, so you divide this into two intervals. So the two intervals in minus infinity to 0. You take some value and substitute this in f dash of x. You substitute in f dash of x and check the sign. Don't look at the value. Is it positive or negative? Minus infinity to 0, if you take the value, minus 3. What about the sign of f dash of x?
Positive.
Positive. Minus infinity to 0 is negative, is it no? Minus 3.
Ma'am, I'll give it in f of x.
Okay, it is f dash of x. Substitute in f dash of x. So, it is less than 0. So, f of x is increasing in the interval minus infinity to 0. And if you consider the next interval, 0 to infinity, you take some other value. Take 4 and substitute in f dash of x. So, what about the sign? Is it positive or negative? Dia? Is it okay, Dia? So, after finding f dash of x, equate f dash of x to 0, solve for x. Then divide the real line into intervals. You consider each interval. In each interval, you take some value in between. Substitute that in f dash of x. Okay, substitute in f dash of x and look at the sign value. What is the sign? If it is positive, it is increasing. If it is negative, then it is decreasing. So what about 0 to infinity? Aditya, in F 0 to infinity, is it increasing or decreasing?
Increasing.
Increasing. It is. Here it is less than 0, so it is decreasing, isn't it? So here it is increasing. So we can say in the interval minus infinity to 0, f of x is decreasing, and 0 to infinity, f of x is increasing. See children, when f dash of x becomes 0, okay, suppose f dash of x becomes 0 at a particular point, when you, okay, that point is called stationary point. F dash of x is 0 means it is called stationary point. After, okay. Write the next question. Find the intervals. Find the intervals in which the function f of x is equal to x raised to 4 by 4 minus 2x cube plus 11x square by 2 minus 6x is increasing or decreasing. Okay, try this one. Yes, Michael? What is the derivative? First order derivative here. Michael? Give the derivative. Give the first order derivative, Michael.
Uh, 3x squared by 4.
3x square by 4. What is derivative of x raised to n is?
N into x raised to n minus 1.
So when you differentiate x raised to 4, what you will get? Michael.
4x cubed.
Okay. 4x cubed by 4. Then?
Minus 6x squared.
Ah.
Plus 22x by 2 minus 6.
Okay. Now simplify and tell me what you'll get. So when f dash of x is 0, how will you factorize this? How will you factorize this? F dash of x is 0 means x cube minus 6x square plus 11x minus 6 is 0. Cubic polynomial factorization we have learned in 9th standard, 10th standard and all. Okay. How will you do this? Okay, we have learned this method in 9th standard, long division and all. So suppose f dash of 1, is it 0? Check it whether f dash of 1 is 0. When you put x as 1, 1 minus 6 plus 11 minus 6, is it 0? Trial and error method. You have to use trial and error method if it is a cubic polynomial. Okay, if f dash of 1 is not 0, then you find out f of minus 1. Okay, we put x is 1, x is minus 1. If then in both the cases, if you are not getting 0, then go with the next option. X is 2, x is minus 2, then x is 3. Among all these, okay, you'll get within these 6 cases. So here, f dash of 1 is 0. Therefore, one of the factor is x minus 1. Then find the next factor. For that, what you can do? You can do the polynomial division. You can do the division, polynomial division. Or again, you can do it, proceed with the next trial and error method. What is f dash of 2? Find out, is it 0? Is f dash of 2 or f dash of minus 2? Okay, so look at this polynomial division. I'll explain here. We get x. F of f dash of 1 is 0 means we can say x minus 1 is a factor. So I'm going to do this by long division, polynomial division. Divide. Okay, divide the polynomial here. So the polynomial is x cube minus 6x square plus 11x minus 6. So this one we have to divide it by x minus 1. How will you find the first term here? X cube by x square. So x square, x cube minus 1x square. Again change the sign. Minus plus. So we'll get these two will get cancelled. Minus 5x square. Now take the remaining terms down. Again minus 5x square by x. So we'll get minus 5x. So it is minus 5x square. Okay, this method we have learned in 9th standard. We have used in 10th and all. Okay, using that method only we are able to solve this one. Change the subtract it. So we'll get 6x minus 6. So the next term will be 6. 6x minus 6, which is 0. So f dash of x, we can write this as f dash of x can be written as, therefore f dash of x is equal to x minus 1 into x square minus 5x plus 6. Again, we can factorize this as x minus 1 into x minus 2 into x minus 3. Product is 6, sum is 5. Is it okay? Check it children. Is it clear? Are you able to do the division, polynomial division? Check this one also. Division, polynomial division and factorization. Once you get all these points, you divide the number line. So the number line is from minus infinity to infinity. So we get the values 1, 2, 3. So minus infinity to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to infinity. To consider all these intervals, minus infinity to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and then 3 to infinity. What about f dash of x? You can substitute in f dash of x. What is f dash of x here? X minus 1 into x minus 2 into x minus 3. Substitute in f dash of x and check, is it positive or negative? What about the sign of f dash of x? So if you take the interval minus infinity to 1, you can take the value 0, isn't it? And check the sign of f dash of x. What is the sign of f dash of x? Is it positive? Negative? And again, in between 1 and 2, you can take 1.5. 2 and 3, you take 2.5. Here you can take some value 4 and look at the sign. And okay, based on the sign, decide in which intervals are it is increasing and which intervals it is decreasing. Consider the interval minus infinity to 1, you can take 0, isn't it? If you put 0, this one will be negative. This is also negative. So if you take the interval minus infinity to 1, so first one also negative, second one also negative, third one also negative. So negative into negative into negative. So it will be negative. Is it correct? So what about f dash of x? F dash of x is decreasing in the interval minus infinity to 1. Now you take the next value, next interval in 1 to 2. In the interval 1 to 2, you take 1.5 and check. First one will be negative or positive. 1.5 minus 1. First factor will be positive. Second factor will be negative. And third one also negative. So altogether it is positive. So f of x is increasing in the interval 1 to 2. Now take the next interval 2 to 3. So in the interval 2 to 3, 2.5 you can take. If you take 2.5, f dash of x is the first one, 2 to 3. So it is 2 minus 1, 2.5 is positive into positive to negative. So it will be negative. So f of x is decreasing in that interval. Then in 3 to infinity, if you consider 3.5 or 4, first factor also positive, second one positive, third one positive. So f dash of x is positive into positive into positive. So which is positive? So f of x is increasing in the interval 3 to infinity. It is increasing in the interval 3 to infinity. Okay, so note down these points. Increasing function. Okay, so when you say, okay, the definitions will be asked from 1 mark questions. Increasing functions. Increasing functions. X1, okay, a function f of x is said to be increasing if in 2 cases we can say x1 is less than or equal to x2 implies f of x1 is less than or equal to f of x2. X1 is less than or equal to f of x2 implies smaller values, we should get smaller values of f of x. Or x1 is greater than or equal to x2 implies f of x2 is greater than or equal to f of x1 is greater than or equal to f of x2. Both the ways we can. And what about strictly increasing? Strictly increasing means no equality will be there. Strictly increasing. The same thing, instead of equal to symbol, we write strictly less than. X1 is less than x2 implies f of x1 is less than f of x2. Or x1 is greater than x2 implies f of x1 is greater than f of x2. Okay, similarly, we can define it for decreasing. Similarly, we can define it for decreasing. Okay. Instead of less than, you have to use greater than there. Instead of less than, we have to use greater than. Instead of greater than, we have to put less than. Okay, now write this next one. The function f of x is equal to ax plus b. The function f of x is equal to ax plus b is strictly decreasing. Is strictly decreasing for all x belongs to R. Is strictly decreasing for all x belongs to R. Is strictly decreasing for all x belongs to R if first one a is equal to 0, b a less than 0, c a greater than 0, d is none of these. What is your option? F of x is equal to ax plus b. Is strictly decreasing. If it is strictly decreasing, what can be the values of a? Find out. What is the option? Is it a, b, c, d?
B.
Yes, D. Which one? D. None of these.
B.
B. Okay. What about the others? What is the answer, children? It is strictly decreasing. Strictly decreasing means f dash of x must be less than 0, isn't it? F dash of x means A is less than 0. So what is the answer? This B. Option will be B. Okay. Okay. Okay, children. So I think time up. So recall all these definitions, learn the formula and come. Okay. And tomorrow, one case study questions. One case study question with 5 questions from matrices or determinants. Prepare it well. That one also prepare. Thank you.
Thank you.